2 seconds. Okay, I'm classing it as we're live now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second ever Xbox Live Party podcast. My name is Ash, and I am joined again by my good co-host and friend Fabio. How's it going, good sir?
I'm fine, Ash. Thank you very much. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad at all. We're finally live. This time we're recording live. Whereas the first episode we sort of pre-recorded it as a test. We're actually doing this live now on the Twitch, and it will then be going up on the podcast at a later date, probably tomorrow or Monday. But it's all good. We're all live, so everyone can join in if anyone's watching as we go.
The thing, the thing is, we are being professionals. That's the
That's it.
thing. That's the stuff. There's no way how to stop this, guys. That's it. We are there already. So I suggest you guys to hear this because this is going. So, my friend, how was your weekend?
Yeah, really good, really good. Yeah, I cannot complain. Lots of gaming, which is always a bonus in these sort of situations. How about you?
Yeah, the same here. Actually, kind of having suffering a bit here because of the fucking heat of the summer, but it's okay. Brazil being Brazil, but we'll get through this.
Oh, the heat
Soon
of the
enough, we'll
summer.
have winter. Yeah,
And
I
we
hate
are having
summer, and
snow here.
uh, I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the snow and all that kind of crap. Oh my gosh, I just hate all.
Oh man, I would
But it
rather have sun
happens. It
right now.
happens. It's not.
So,
Yeah.
what have you been playing then this week? What have
What?
you been playing?
So here's the thing about what I've been playing. It's actually pretty diverse. I would say I've been playing some Pharaonic. For those who don't know, Pharaonic it's a game that is just like
We
a
just totally
Dark
lost you there.
Souls
Your
game,
audio
but
just died.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, here's the thing. I've been playing Pharaonic that is like a side-scrolling Dark Souls. So it's 3D,
Nice.
but I move it back every si- every single time. I would say pretty good for those who like the style that it is Dark Souls, but wanna something more simple. I would definitely recommend you to get Pharaonic from Milkstone Studios, and as well I will recommend you to get Lords of the Fallen. It's not that difficult, but it's a nice start for those who wanna try something like Dark Souls but don't have enough courage or just don't want to stress that much. So I do recommend it. And other things that I've been playing are Bleeding Edge. We will discuss this
Yep.
later. No worries. One of our topics, as well as we've been playing White Noise 2. Am I right, Ash?
Yes, we have been playing White Noise too. Now, if you're on our Twitter or Twitch as well, and or even YouTube, you'll see that we have been playing a few games of White Noise 2, which is also done by Milkstone, same people as Pharaonic. It's a 4v1 sort of survival horror game. It's probably like it's sort of like map-based survival, isn't it? You go around finding items to basically unlock something to then beat an enemy who's at all times sort of following you around, trying to kill you, catch you, mess up
Yeah.
your game basically. It's all multiplayer, and yeah, it was on sale, wasn't it? A couple of like last week's sales, I think. I think there was a triple pack
Oh
for
yeah.
about £7 or $7 or something like that, and it
Exactly.
included that. Yeah, we've had quite a bit of fun with that. A few bugs. I had a weird
I feel.
yeah, a
I
weird
feel.
black screen bug where it was like bleeding into the game, which was absolutely odd, and I couldn't see a
And
thing.
I got stuck in a place, so there was no way for me to die, and neither there was no way for us to. We lost everything.
Yeah, basically, if you didn't hear that, he got stuck. The enemy basically spawned a totem which blocked him into a corner he couldn't get out of, and then the enemy couldn't get him
For
either. But because
weeks.
everyone else had died, um,
And I
because
was the only one left.
yeah, we couldn't finish the level, so we were basically just trapped. So we ended up spending about half an hour just getting a couple of achievements because you were getting the one where you throw the glow sticks. You have to throw so many glow sticks, but they only
Yeah,
respawn like once every minute or so. And I had something
yeah.
where when you die and you're a ghost, you can
Destroy the totems
yeah,
and all that stuff,
destroy
right?
the enemy's turrets he builds and his totems. So I was running around doing that while I was dead for about half an hour just to clear that achievement. So we made the most
Yeah,
of it. We made the most of it. Anything
but
else you've been
like
playing?
even, no, but just one thing for those who are listening. Even though he passed through these bugs, the game is quite fun. We both of us really recommend you guys to try it out. It's not that scary, but still, we has a, a great atmosphere. So it's pretty worth it, especially for the price that we paid.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's definitely
good.
got nice visuals. I mean, it's got solid
Uh,
gameplay. Apart from the
forget
character
about
models, the character models look
yeah,
stupid, but
yeah.
you
Forget
can't
about the
complain.
character models.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend it. I mean, if you want to see some footage of it, it is up on our YouTube, and I will probably record us playing again during the week, and we'll probably stream it at some point. And what I'll do is next week I'll put it in the stream video so you can have a look at it because I think that'll be one of our games we probably go to a little bit for the next couple of weeks at least. Um,
That's nice.
yeah, because I want to get those. I want to try the monster side of it as well, not just the human
Oh yeah,
side.
for sure, for sure.
Have you been
I'm
playing
gonna
anything
get.
else?
Actually, besides that, let me think of it. Crash Bandicoot 4 is it's been a heck of a journey, especially because collectibles are so annoying to get. Uh, don't get me wrong, it's an amazing platform game, but to try to complete the most of it is going to be a hell of a time for you guys. So, is it worth it to get it? Yes, it is. It's pretty fun. It's a classic Crash Bandicoot, no worries about that. But to complete every single thing, it becomes a chore. Like it's not that much fun. But still, I've been playing that as well as I've been trying to play Crackdown 3 Wreck Zone. For those who haven't listened to our first episodes, we do have an Xbox club called Racking Up, where we are recruiting players that likes the Crackdown 3's multiplayer and would like to enjoy more, to experience more, to complete the achievements and have fun. So join us and let's go have fun. Let's blow some beauties up. But sadly, for some reason, I don't know why we were not able to get some matches, but still, we will keep trying.
Yeah,
And that's
it's
about it.
yeah. We cracked
What
down
about?
Wrecking Zone though. One thing I will add, for some reason, if you want to do sort of like set a lobby up yourself, you need 6 people minimum. Even though you could play 2v2, for some reason, if there's only 4 of you trying to get a game and you're in like 2 parties of 2, it will not find the other person's game. But as soon as you get 3v3,
Yeah.
it works, and it's such a strange thing. So you need to end up having like 6 people at once to play for some reason. Uh, but yeah, what have I been playing then? So if you're watching this on
I
Twitch,
I heard you've been playing some the medium.
yes, today I've just started the medium. I've probably put about an hour in and just over an hour so far. So I don't want to say a lot on it, but I'm quite enjoying it. We will
No
be
worries, we
talking
can
about
talk
the
about
medium in a bit, but
the next topic.
yeah, I've just started it today, and honestly, it's much better than I thought it was going to be. So I'll talk about that when we talk about the news around that later. Um,
After all, you are the only one who is playing this because I'm not like I still am the guy who has the peasant console, right?
yeah, peasant console. So
Motherfucker.
you'll get one soon. One day they will make
Ah,
more.
one
Yeah.
one day they will make me. See you next Christmas.
Yeah. So anyone watching the stream on Twitch right now, or at a later date on YouTube when it goes live, you'll see that there are some videos playing on the screen right now. These are some of the games I've been playing. I got sort of review copies for, so I've been having a play of these. Um, some are good, some are not good. So I'll just go through them quickly because I feel like giving them a bit of a shout out. So top left is Balance a Lot. This is it's basically a bloke on a unicycle, and the aim of the game is just to sort of like keep your balance while moving forward and going over drops and stuff like that and collecting things. But it's all like physics based. And as you can see from the video, I'm terrible at it. But I did manage to get the 1000G on it at least. Um,
But for fuck's sake, this is a game supposed to make you be frustrated by playing it.
yeah, I mean, it's got a nice
There's no
bit of.
way there's no way a person may develop that game and say, "Oh, this is going to be a piece of cake for players to get
No,
through it."
but it
No.
is funny. I mean, my wife was watching me play this and she was laughing at me failing continuously in
Oh yeah,
very awkward and sort of painful looking ways, like when I bang my head on a bit
totally,
of wood or something like that.
totally inspired by Trials, right?
Yeah, kind of like Trials mixed with sort of like the Monty Python-y, like the do you know when they do the sort of like the God in Monty Python, it's sort of like pictures and it's not live
Oh,
action.
oh,
It
oh,
looks like that.
okay. Extra points for that. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie.
Then next up on the right, you'll see is Loot Hero. Now Loot Hero DX, should I say? It's made by Ratalika, and I can't remember the developer's name, but it's basically like a grinding simulator, an RP grinding simulator. So all you do is you keep running from the left and the right, killing monsters over and over, getting coin, getting XP, and then improving. And it's like 2D graphics. It looks retro. It plays retro. Like I said, all there is going backwards and forwards,
Okay.
pressing A. Um, but it's so addictive. Like, I mean, you can get the achievements on a couple of runs through the game within an hour, but I've been playing it since
Nice.
then, and I'm working my way to obviously max level because it's just fun. And like I say, it's just there's something addictive about just absolutely
That's
mowing
nice.
through people in like 10 seconds over and over again.
A- and that's funny because usually when it's not everyone who would enjoy a game that is about grinding. There are a lot of games where the grinding elements of things is boring as hell. And some games we already talked about that is Minecraft Dungeons, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, what else have I been playing? 2 seconds. Oh, I
I
started on that
don't know
Bonkies. That
where you were.
Bonkies. It's just been released by Munching Koalas or Crunching Koalas.
Ah,
I played it solo. I didn't
okay.
enjoy it. It's hard. However, it's built for multiplayer. I mean, the gameplay itself is really fun. Like the way you build the structures with the monkeys, and you've got like pillars and certain different types of materials to build different things and to like hold things up. I like it, but
Okay.
it's not fun to play very much solo. So I'm looking forward to playing it co-op. However, it is only local co-op. There's no online, so I'm gonna have to
That's
try and rope the
fucked
missus in to try it properly on
up.
co-op.
That's fucked up. Yeah,
And
yeah, I'm sure you'll make it. I'm sure you're gonna
and then the other one I've got up on the
get
screen
it.
for you all is is the Pillar Escape or the Pillar Puzzle Escape. Now this is like I don't know if I talked about this last week, but it's like an RPG walking simulator sort of game. So I'm not going to say a lot on it because I'm sure I mentioned it last time we did the podcast. So just enjoy the video, look at the nice graphics, and I'll flick these over to some other games I've been playing as well. But other than that, yeah, other than playing those games with you, the only thing I've really sort of played is the Medium and Bleeding Edge. So yeah, it's been a fun week, I suppose. Can't complain.
Nice, nice. So since we started to talk about the medium has just released, obviously, and it's been receiving some pretty mixed reception for some reason. Like I don't know, I haven't played it because I don't have an next gen console, but still, for everything that I've been seeing from it seems like a pretty good game. So I'm kind of curious why is it so popular. everybody having such a mixed feelings within this game?
Yeah, it's currently sat at 76 on Metascore or Metacritic right now. So it's Metascore
Oh,
76.
fuck,
I mean,
fuck.
I don't
Oh,
go
that's
by
a
Metacritic scores. I
yes,
don't care. But
yes,
just for the
that's okay.
sake of this chat, I'll talk about it now. Like I said, I've put about an hour and a bit in. The graphics are really nice. I mean, the character models aren't amazing, but the scenery and the surroundings is really nice. It makes use of like ray tracing and
Nice,
stuff like that. It's got great lighting. Um,
awesome.
the voice acting is really good, especially for a low budget, I say low budget, like a small team game, like based on like Bloober's last game, which was it um, Blair Witch. This is definitely a
Yeah,
step
yeah,
up. This is definitely a step up in both graphics and sort of like narrative and the audio and stuff like that. The song,
that's
the
awesome.
music
That's
and the
awesome.
background music is fantastic. Um, the dual screen mechanic works really well. So like I don't want to say a lot 'cause I don't want to spoil it, but basically you're in the normal world and then like a spirit realm at the same time. And at certain points through the game, not all the game, like I know a lot of the trailers have shown it as like at the same time all the time, but that only happens like every so often in each area. Um,
Yeah,
and you have to use some things in the real world to affect the spirit world and vice versa. Like it's like there's one section where you have to power an elevator, so you have to go out into the spirit world and like get the power to power the elevator's power in the real world and stuff like that. And that's really good. I don't know where the story's
awesome.
going. It's one of those stories where it sort of starts you off in the deep end with it's already happened and the characters already know what's happening as such, but you're still trying to catch up, and I feel like it's going to go into a lot more backstory and stuff like that as well. And all the items you can collect explain a bit more about it. So it's like I say,
Oh,
it's really interesting. Um,
holy heck! You just play like an hour of it, and you were able to get all of this. That's awesome. Okay,
yeah, like I
okay.
say, I mean, and it controls like when
Really
it first
keen.
came out, I thought it was like an actual horror action game, but it's not. It's like sort of
It's
like a
more about the.
walk. It's a
It's more
third
about
person walking simulator with a few sections where you have
nice.
to avoid enemies, sort of thing, and from what I can gather, retreat and like not get
Like,
caught.
could we consider like this game? Maybe you are going to tell me when you finish it. But so far, could we consider this game to be more like an atmosphere game?
Yes,
Because
definitely, definitely.
because with all the mechanics within the about the both dimensions, and both dimensions are at the same time in the screen, so I would say that the scary part, the terror horror survival thing will be only within the atmosphere, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so far. I'm not exactly like it's not super scary. It's just it's like the atmosphere makes it, and it's you sort of like expecting something to jump out, but half the time it doesn't. It's sort of it makes your mind think it's going to. But I mean, this is their best game of theirs I've played. I mean, I haven't played all of them,
Nice,
but out of the 3 or 4 I have played, this is the best one. It's got really high
awesome.
um, production for such a small team. And honestly, I don't think the only thing I would criticize and think people would complain about is because it's basically a tank controls, slow walking sort of type of game. A lot of like exploration. Whereas if you're into like Call of Duty or Resident Evil, a modern Resident Evil, and you want action and you want to be like fighting monsters and stuff, you're not going to get that in this game. That's not what this game's.
Like,
This game sort of reminds me of like an all-in-one sort of like Tell Me Why, where it's more like you explore the world and stuff like that, and you find the clues to explain the story. It's not like action and
nice,
combat. Um, but
nice,
yeah,
nice.
I don't get why. I mean, from as it stands, from my like first impressions for this first hour, I've got it at about an 8 out of 10. Now, I jumped straight in. I've watched all the cutscenes. I haven't skipped any of the dialogue from all the collectibles. I mean, in some games, I'll just literally be like, "I've got that. Keep moving." Um, but it's honestly, it's such a fun little game. It's better than I expected, and it's on Game Pass. So there's no excuse. The only people
Nice, that's
complaining are people who are upset it's not on PlayStation mainly.
Yeah, and here's the thing, because from what I've been hearing about it, within the Xbox players universe, everyone has been talking good things about this game. Some people say that it's okay, but nobody within the Xbox universe said that it's a bad game, it's horrible, it
No,
sucks,
I could.
Xbox failed again.
Yeah,
I've just been hearing that from PlayStation guys for some reason, and like it doesn't make any sense. And just to one curiosity really nice, that congrats to the developer team, is that even though the medium is available on Game Pass, it was able to cover its production and marketing costs.
on day one.
So they were, and like the game was released what, 28th from this month.
Yeah, 28th. It was released on Thursday. Yeah, so in one day,
That's
like on
awesome.
launch day, it had already covered its marketing and production costs. And that's they said
That's
that was from
awesome.
sales, so I don't even know if that includes like funding from Microsoft to put it on Game
Yeah,
Pass, but I'm assuming it does. But it's all like,
but wait a minute. Was it supposed to? I thought Game Pass was going to make every game not being successful. Like
yeah.
the sales would
Well,
down.
it's just the
Blah
same
blah
as everything else, isn't it? Every other game that said the same thing. I mean, the best one I found. Have you? I'll send you his Twitter link, his handle. The guy who made Descenders
blah.
is on Twitter, and he regularly puts like stats up about his games. And his stats about Game Pass are really, really interesting. About like how he sees a huge amount of extra sales as soon as his games go on Game Pass and stuff like that. I mean, I don't want to quote it direct because I can't remember the
Nice.
stats, but it does show you that certain developers are definitely getting a benefit. I mean, I'm not saying every developer will get a benefit because some games may just do better in real life, like on sales, and Game Pass may
Yeah.
kill it off. Like quick achievement hunting games like that only take an hour or something. If you can play them on Game Pass,
Oh yeah.
why would you buy them? But sticking them on Game Pass for 6 months or a year in the future after they've got that initial bump in sales, they're going to get a little cash injection from that to build more
Yeah.
games, and then once they go off Game Pass, people will be like, "Well, you need to get that game because I was playing it on Game Pass. It only took me an hour and I got 1000G or something like that." I mean, they're not the best games, but for those sort of people who do want to play achievement hunting games, like quick and easy, dirty achievements, there's a bit
Oh
for
yeah. I know
everyone.
what you mean. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And speaking of Game Pass has it, it has been announced that Game Pass has now 18 million
Yeah.
subscribers. So congrats to Microsoft, congrats to the Xbox team.
Yep.
That was a
Exactly.
that was huge place when they decided to make Game Pass. Thank you very much. It took you long enough to get to learn your lesson because you were making some bad decisions during the past, but now I think we were able to recover it. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Congrats.
exactly, exactly. But like I say, if you haven't played the medium and you do have a Series X or S and or a PC that can handle it, honestly, don't go into it reading people's reviews online because like I saw people moaning because supposedly at some points it only runs at 900p or something like that because it's got it's literally running two games at once. It's running both worlds simultaneously at the same
Yeah.
time in 4K. Do you know what I mean? And like I mean not all the time, but it still looks
Uh,
good. I'm playing it on a HD
yeah,
TV,
that's fucked
4K. I couldn't tell any difference. I couldn't tell anything had dropped.
up.
I was
Yeah.
just enjoying it. I
I,
just,
I, will- I have no doubts that there will be someone that is going to complain that the game is too dark.
do you know what?
Like
Do you know what?
a
What's
survival
good
horror
though.
thematic game to be too dark is that's fucked up.
To be fair though, the actual demon world is really like it's dark, but it's all orange and bright. It's a really nice
But
contrast.
but that's
So
the atmosphere. That's
yeah,
about the
yeah.
atmosphere. There's nothing
Honestly,
to complain
there's
about it.
nothing wrong
Like,
with it. It's not the game of the year. It's not gonna
oh yeah,
win. It's not gonna break any records for the best of the best. But do you know what? it's surpassed my expectations, and it's nice to have like an old school, like tanky controlled horror game again. But I can understand
Nice.
s- it feels like sort of like a 2000s game, but with really nice graphics and do you know what I mean? And like the dual world
Oh yeah.
because it's got the old type of old control scheme. But that's the only complaint for some people I could see because the rest of it, if you don't dwell on pixels and crud like that, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a really good
Yeah.
game.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. I think even though it's, as you say, it's like a 2000s game, that would be good for old time gamers, especially the ones who are. I know those games came out way before the 2000s, but for the fans of the original Resident Evil from the PS1 as well as the original Silent Hill, I think that would be great. I think that's good for them
Yeah,
actually.
and the original Silent Hill composer, like the really good composer, does some of the music
Ah,
in this,
nice.
which is one of the.
Oh
If
yeah.
you watch the second trailer, I think it is for the medium, it's you can tell because it gives you that Silent Hill sound and vibes. It's great.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure.
while we're on
Just
about things on Game Pass, though,
just just
what we
one
can
thing
say?
before you go talk that. Just so you know, guys, it's not going to be the next one, but we'll try our best to bring a podcast, an episode that is going to be a complete review about the medium. So Ash, take all the time you need to play it and finish it, and then we can do this.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like I said, I've been reading online. It's about 8 to 12 hours to complete, but I'm going for like a full completion. So I'm finding all the items and looking at everything. So what I'll do is I'll make sure I didn't record the first bit of stuff I played today. I just wanted to jump in and get playing. I wasn't expecting to be playing as long as I had. So
Oh yeah,
I'll record the
there's
next lot and I'll put it on the podcast when we do it, and I'll give you like a full rundown and review once I finished it. But I say it'll probably be at some point next week. I'll end up getting through it, so it'll probably be the podcast after the next one. Uh,
nice. Okay, that's surprising. First time I'm listening to that.
so
But you were saying?
yeah, another thing. While we're on Game Pass, there's been a few new Game Pass games added this week as well. Not only was the Medium added, which you should play, but for PC they got Prison Architect, which is quite a fun little game if you're into that sort of management sort of style and strategy. But the main important
Nice.
ones was we got Yakuza Remastered, so that's Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, and Yakuza 5 have all been brought out on Xbox, which now means the entire, I believe, sort of mainline Yakuza franchise is available on
Mm,
Xbox for the first time ever.
ironic, is it?
It is, isn't it?
What would you say about that? I'm curious.
Do you
But
know what?
that's really nice. That's
It
really
is.
awesome.
It's good. What's annoying though. I've been wanting to play Yakuza for about a year now, and now there's more than I'm ever going to get through if I don't start soon. So I'm gonna have to start with Yakuza Zero soon because
Oh yeah,
I keep seeing the
me
new
too.
one, the Dragon one, and it looks so good. And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah,
Everyone, I spoke to a few people that have played Yakuza, and they're like, no, you can't. You'll not understand stuff if you don't play Yakuza Zero first and like work through. So it's on my list,
yeah.
but you've seen my backlog and how big it is. It will get played eventually.
But for sure, we will both be playing this. It's going to be sweet, actually. Thank you, Game Pass, again for it. But talking about successful things, let's go talk about Fall Guys. So
Yes,
you've just sent me some news
yes. I
that
stumbled upon this earlier, so I thought I'd pass it over to you.
and the developers are saying that they intend to bring Fall Guys to every major platform. That's
Yes,
nice. That like it's not my cup of tea. It's not like I like to watch Fall Guys, but I'm not that much interested into playing it. I can try if it comes to Xbox, it's okay, but I can give it a try. But I don't think it's going to be my cup of tea. But still, for those who really enjoy that type of game, that's awesome. That's amazing. So let's hope it comes sooner than we expect.
Yes, this was from gamesindustry.biz, and they put a post up on the 27th of Jan, where they basically talked to the developer, Mediatonic, about how successful the game's been and stuff like that. And the quote is, this is Dave Bailey, who works at Mediatonic. He said, "We want Fall Guys to come to every major platform, and we're working hard to achieve that." Now that sounds like they're already working on it, which is totally different to Devolver's Digital's "It's not coming to Game Pass ever," blah blah blah, and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe there was some truth in that Fall Guys is coming to Game Pass, but maybe it was one of those things like they did with the Control, where they announced it before they should have.
Oh, yeah. The plot thickens.
Exactly, exactly. So
So, but I think that the same way that PUBG was for Xbox, that suddenly it seems that it was going to be on PlayStation, then it happened, it is on PlayStation. I think it's going to happen the same thing with Fall Guys, but only it seems that it's going to be on Xbox, and then someday it's going to be fully on Xbox, and you have to just accept it and deal with it like it's just a game. Oh my god, but we are going to lose an exclusive. Guys, it's just a game. Let other people play it. It's okay, it's fun.
do you know what? I like the look of Fall Guys. Now it's one of those games I'll probably play like once a week for like half an hour or something. But I was honestly disappointed when it didn't come to Xbox, and it wouldn't make me buy a PlayStation, and I wouldn't buy an Xbox
Yeah.
for it. But
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
like stupid little party games. I love like little quiz games, and I love Takeshi's Castle. I don't know if you get that in America, Takeshi's Castle. Um,
No, I haven't.
basically over here it's a weird Japanese game show where they make them go through stupid trials and stuff, and it's like 100 people start and they end up running through doors, and if they go through the wrong door they fall in like a river, and then they run across a bridge, and there's people dressed as like soldiers firing stuff at them to knock them off a bridge, and that just crazy Japanesey stuff, and it's dubbed
I
over. It's like narrated by like a famous sort of like actor over here, like a TV actor, and it's funny as anything. I don't know if you've watched Red Dwarf before.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
That's the thing that there wasn't that much of those things here at Brazil actually. But still,
but
I do know the genre. There is one show here in Brazil that way before in the past that was doing that, but so I know the genre, but it wasn't that much popular actually.
right. Well,
But still,
that's it's just stupid
I for
fun.
sure give it a try. No, yeah, for sure. I'll give it a try, but I'm don't think I'll be like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like I'll give it a try. If I find fun, that's awesome. I'll keep playing it. Then my expectations will be crushed because of that. But for sure, I'll give it a try if it comes out on Xbox. That's nice, and it's okay. I think it's awesome that again. I think it's awesome that it's coming to every major platform. Like I actually think that the Nintendo Switch fans are going to freaking love this game. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's going to have
Yeah, I
a
think it'll
huge
be massive on Switch.
success on Switch.
Do you know where I think it'd be big on? Mobile, because it's not super taxing graphically, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of buttons other than moving and jumping. I could
Okay,
imagine
so
just playing that on like an iPhone when I'm just sat there for 5 minutes, just having a quick game on my break or something like that. I feel like, yeah,
XCloud is
xCloud would
here
work
for
as
you.
well. Yeah, yeah. But like I
Oh, there
say,
you go.
yeah. But yeah, so we don't know if it's definitely coming or when, but we do know that at least they do want to get it, basically.
Sure.
So keep your eye out. I mean, all new games are good, and even if it doesn't come to Game Pass, I think it's only a cheap game anyway. So, um, be nice to give them the support either way, because then they might bring more games straight over. Which is odd because they're killing one game off on for the Xbox platform, because they make Gears Pop on mobile.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, weird segue. The Gears Pop team have put a tweet out this week saying that they are looking to address the pretty much unattainable achievements for Gears Pop. Some of the ones that you haven't got enough time to ever get now because it's getting shut down in a couple of months. They are
Yeah.
looking to
That's
do. They will be giving an update in the near future regarding that. Now, what that means, I don't know. whether they'll make it easier or they'll just auto unlock them, or maybe they'll just tell us all to jog on and tough shit. They don't care. But they have put a tweet out about it, and we will see what they say.
Let's hope it's something good because, for the love of God, holy hell.
Yeah,
But guys, we'll have to interrupt this podcast right now to talk about our sponsorship. So
yes.
for those who don't know, this podcast is being brought to you by the two of us here. Fine, Ash, thank you very much. And to talk about what if you only know us for on the podcast, do know that we do have as well a Twitch channel. You can check there. Is the same name, Xbox Live Party Podcast. So okay, you can find us there. We are going. We are trying to be almost every day, but with all the works and studies and college stuff coming back, probably we are going to try to change this to once a week, maybe twice a week. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I
We
say, at the moment we're both a bit flexible. So at the moment, sort of every day or two, we've been streaming a couple of hours in the evening in UK time. So we sort of stream about 8 o'clock onwards in the UK to sort of like 10 o'clock. Um, that won't be permanent. I mean, I think going forward, we'll probably end up doing sort of like a joint, like a co-op stream, like we have been doing, maybe twice a week
yeah,
at most, and then around that, because I get a bit more free time, and sometimes I just have time to play. I may do some sort of single player streaming um, on the channel as well on the opposite days. But I think what we might do going
awesome,
forward, once we get a few more viewers and a few more followers, we'll look at sort of setting up a proper schedule and like a letting you guys know exactly what days we'll be doing and what we'll be playing. But that's all down
nice,
the
nice.
pipeline. And like I say, you can watch all the past streams on Twitch. And what I am trying to do is I'm just sort of like converting them over to YouTube once we've finished as well, onto my YouTube channel, just so there's like a backup of them that you can watch. What I'll do is I will put sort of like links in descriptions when I can. I mean, on the Twitch channel, it's XBL Party Podcast, and
Thank you very much.
you can that's got the links to the Twitter page, it's got the links to the YouTube, and honestly, we're just sort of like trying to build it up a bit. I mean, we're not expecting great shakes right now, but we're
Oh
doing
yeah,
this
for
because we
sure.
enjoy it. We're not doing it for millions of
As
pounds or
well as
anything
because
like that. So we just want to have fun
and
and chat.
and as well as because this is a project we are taking seriously, not because we wanna have some money with that. No, it's just because we enjoy that and we like the idea, so we are every time always trying to do our best. Let's just hope my mic and my audio don't fuck us up with another stream
Yeah,
and see
like I
what
say,
happens.
in the future everything's going to get slowly upgraded. I mean, like the second episode,
Oh yeah, for sure.
we're doing it live and we're doing it on Twitch with like gameplay footage. The first one we pre-recorded it with just audio, and the audio quality. I apologize. It sounded good when
We
we did
both
it, and then when I uploaded
we
it
both
later,
apologize.
the audio was really out. Like Fabio was really loud, and I was quite quiet. This time, I think we've
I'm
sort of got it a lot more even. I mean, we're still going to keep
yeah.
tweaking it, but I think we're a bit closer to what we were hoping for. And like I say, who
The
knows in
same
the
way,
future?
oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. As well as always be sure to give us your feedback. We always want to give you our best, and we are pushing ourselves to give you our best every single time. And about the Twitch channel, we are always trying to bring you some interesting games, some games that you yeah, are not very popular but are fun nonetheless as well. For example, we've been streaming Why Noise 2 as well as Bleeding Edge so far. I think we intend to stream some Gears of War, the first one, but
The
on the
Ultimate Edition one.
but exactly the Ultimate Edition, but on the insane difficulty, as well as we soon enough will be streaming. I think Halo on the legendary difficulty
Yeah, we're
as
moving on
well.
to Halo 2 next, so we'll probably stream that. Because, like I say, we don't want to commit to streaming every night because we can't, but
Yeah,
we do play quite a
exactly.
lot. So going forward, we might stream, but it might just be us talking rubbish because it'll just be us gaming as normal and such like that, and it'll be as and when we do it with like set days that we definitely do it and set time just to keep the sort of ball rolling. But then the other time it'll just be us casually doing it as and when we get to game, basically around life and commitments.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And as well as if you are listening to us only on Spotify, you gotta know that there's a whole board of platforms that the Xbox Live Party Podcast is available right now. Not just the Twitch, the streams on Twitch, and the podcast here on Spotify, but as well the podcast is available on Ash.
Uh, it's on Google Podcasts. I'll tell you, it will be eventually be on Apple Podcasts, but we're just waiting for the first one to go live on there because for some reason it's taking a while to upload. But yeah, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Anchor, we're on Breaker, we're on Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify. It's coming to Apple Podcasts, Castbox, and Overcast. And like I say, we're going to be doing it live if this goes well on Twitch originally before uploading just the audio, and then a backup sort of like video version will then be uploaded to YouTube as well. So if you've missed it live but
Yep.
you want to see the video, that will be on YouTube as well. So we're going to be everywhere at some point soon. It's just taking a little time to sort of get everything up to speed.
Let's
I mean,
we are just waiting for we are just waiting for someone to buy us, so we work exclusively for them. Just that.
if only.
But yeah, if only one can hope. One can hope.
If anyone enjoys
This
listening to us just waffle on for like an hour and a half at a time, hey, ask us, tell us what you want us to
yeah,
talk about. I mean, we play Xbox, but we're also into other things. And like, if we play games on other platforms, we will talk about it. But honestly, I haven't
yeah,
played
for sure.
anything really on PC or anything. I've got a couple of Oculus games that I've got one to do a review of. I've been given a code
Nice.
for Vacation Simulators update, so I'm gonna be. I just haven't got round to. I've made a space in the house ready for it and everything. I just haven't got into my gaming space to do it. And I've also picked up a couple of other Oculus games on sale recently that I haven't played before. So expect reviews and also stupid videos of me playing them and crapping my pants at horror games and stuff like that in future. So
Oh hell. Well,
so with that,
but
I think we've plugged this enough to annoy people. So we're going to move on to our next thing, which is sort of like more of the news around Xbox. Now, we don't
oh
always
yeah,
talk about stuff like this if there isn't anything. We're not going to beat a dead horse about the same old stuff everyone else is talking about, but there is a couple of things to talk about. So first, I'm going to talk about something I uncovered earlier that I saw. Um, Sega games are showing up on Game Pass tab on the
serious.
Xbox store. Now, I saw this on like a really crud, grainy video on Twitter, and I was like, that could be fake. But I logged in myself onto my Xbox. You go onto the store, you click subscriptions,
Yeah,
you click Game Pass, and then you go to the
okay,
bottom, past all the
okay,
games that are out now, past your
sure.
sub, and then it says games by Sega, and there's a whole host of
What?
games. So
Really?
you can't install them yet. That I could tell. The problem is I owned all of them but like three.
Mm,
So it's hard for me to see if you can download them with a Game Pass app, but they're all showing on the Game Pass tab on the store. Now, if you want to see this, I have put a video up of it on our Twitter page of me actually recording it, so you can see that it does exist. Now, it might be nothing, it might be a glitch, it could be anything, but it's just
yeah.
odd that on the Game Pass page there is a selection of Sega games. These are all like the old Sonic games, Jet Set Radio, a couple of others, but noticeably, like there's not stuff like all the other Yakuza games that are already on Game Pass. They're not in that list, but the new
It's
Yakuza is.
nonetheless.
The new
It's really
Yakuza Like a Dragon is on the list. So
ah
I really hope that there may be some sort of announcement that I don't think Microsoft are going to buy Sega. However, if you've been
yeah.
following gaming news, Sega have just split their gaming companies in two. So their video
How could
gaming
that?
company is now going to be separate from their sort of like arcade game and sort of like is it Panchico, whatever it is, machine. So they're splitting it
Yeah,
up. So the video
Mexico.
game, yeah, the video game side of it is its own entity, its own business, like own side of business. Now that
And,
could mean
and here's the
nothing,
thing.
but
Rumor says that Xbox is going to make a new Bethesda level acquisition during this year.
I
Could
don't
it be
think
that
it's Sega because
maybe it's curious? Nonetheless,
yeah,
it's curious. Like it's really what the fuck's going on, you know?
yeah. There's something going on. I think it could just literally be a Sega. Do you know, like they've got EA Play on
Oh
Game
yeah,
Pass.
yeah.
I think it could just be a Sega thing like that. Now I have no idea. I'm not an insider. I have no idea. I'm just going off. It's a bit weird that they're on the Game Pass tab. There's no reason
For
for
the
them
love
to
of
be on the Game Pass tab in the
uh,
store.
uh, so, just so you guys know, we are just speculating. Okay,
Yeah,
we're not in.
we're not saying
For the
anything's definitely happening, but if I was going
love
to
of God,
guess
don't.
anything,
You guys said that.
it would be nice if the Sega games did come to Game Pass. Um,
Yeah.
Now, in regards to Xbox's big acquisition, the rumours that are going round, who would
Mm.
you like it to be? If you could pick anyone, who would it be?
I think I would stick with probably it's not gonna happen, but I think I would stick with Warner Brothers. Why? And why is that? Not because I want Mortal Kombat or Batman or Middle Earth games to become Xbox exclusive, but because they do have some really nice studios that hits the target demographic, not just adults, teenagers, or and kids, but as well as because they have a fighting game studio, and
One of the best
Xbox
fighting game studios.
Xbox needs to bring back their fighting games. We want Killer Instinct. The fighting game community is huge. You need to bring that back. Bring Killer Instinct, create new games, fighting games. Do your best, do your job. Like get those guys or buy another studio and make them to be only focused on only making fighting games. That would be huge. That
Yeah,
would be huge. Like look at the amount of success that Game Pass had when Streets of Rage 4 was announced to be on day one on Game Pass.
yeah,
So if Microsoft is going to buy another studio, it doesn't have to be a big one. It just needs to be a fighting game studio or a studio that is capable of making a fighting game studio, a fighting game. Actually, that's the thing. I would be okay if they buy another one. Like for example, I really wish them to buy Delilah Studio. I love their Battletoads game, but still, let's see what happens. I think they are pretty capable of doing great stuff with more founding. But still, I think Xbox needs to have at least one studio that is all about fighting games because they do have multiplayer, they do have single players, and they do have. I think they soon enough will have some party games. Maybe Xbox has been saying that they wanna bring some more kids games. Would you
didn't Phil
say? And
say he wanted to bring back 100 one versus 100 as well at some
yeah,
point
yeah,
recently? I never played that, so if it does come back, I'll play it. But do you know what they need? They need to bring back Doritos Crash Course. We Doritos Crash Course 3. Make it happen.
Okay, that's nice. That's funny. That's funny. I think that they should bring as well Fusion Frenzy. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Let's see
why?
what happens.
Mario Party is massive. Fusion Frenzy, right?
It's,
They could make it look a bit more cartoony to appeal to the younger people and the masses, but have the
for
same
sure.
sort of core gameplay. I think that'd do really well because I remember the original. I've got the original on Xbox.
I've got as well.
Yeah, it's really
I,
fun.
I I love that game, man.
Does it work
Holy
online
hell.
on backwards compatibility?
I really don't know.
Maybe we
We
should
need
look
to check
into that.
for sure and stream it.
Yeah, if it is co-op, yeah, online, we have to stream that definitely. Um,
Okay, you
but
you heard this right here.
yeah, but if I mean, in regards to Warner Bros, I don't think it will be just because of the licenses.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure,
but
for
if
sure,
they
for
were
sure.
gonna get anyone from Warner Brothers, I want them to get Traveller's Tales.
Mm.
They just they make good games. They make all the cool Lego games. A lot of the old school Traveller's Tale games as well were awesome. So I mean, they would be a good fit if it had to be someone from Warner Brothers. Uh, I would
Oh
prefer
yeah,
Traveller's Tales over. I mean, look at some of
Meta.
their old games. Like I say, Traveller's Tales made Toy Story 2. Just
Mm-hmm.
buy that. Just I want a remastered Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue that was on the PS1. It is one of the best licensed games ever. It's fantastic, and it doesn't. No
Nice.
one loves it, so I'd like to see that. They also made Muppet Race Mania, which is an unloved racing game. They've made some stinkers like they made Rafa Cortex, which isn't the best of Crash games, but they've made quite a lot. I
But
mean, I'm just looking down the stuff other than the Lego games. I mean, for the last
oh
sort of
yeah,
15 years, it's just been Lego, 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 Lego.
oh yeah.
But
It's
before
because
that,
it's really powerful. It's really
yeah,
powerful market for Christ's sake.
could you
But
imagine if they got that as an exclusive on Xbox Lego games? So that would pee a lot of people off.
oh yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think that it would be beneficial for them to,
No.
I don't know, like for to make for example, when you're talking about something like a new IP, or for example something that is more for the adults like Indiana Jones. I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything here, but I think that's okay to be exclusive for Xbox. They can make it exclusive, as well as if they have a really big IP like Elder Scrolls. It's okay. They wanna get some attention. They wanna sell some consoles. Okay, that's the stuff. But like games, for example, like Batman or like Mortal Kombat that are iconic to the freaking world, I think that wouldn't be that much beneficial. I think they if they would like buy the whole Warner Bros. I'm just speculating. I'm not saying that they're going to do, and I think it's completely impossible for that to happen. But I can dream. I have little dreams. Okay,
Yeah.
and I think it will be horrible for them to let's now Batman and Mortal Kombat is now fully exclusive to Xbox. I think that would be fucked up. But just bring a fighting game, for the love of God. That's a bit,
Yeah.
or find a third-party studio and use your Xbox Game Studio worldwide. I don't know what the studio that from Xbox Game Studio that is responsible for the third party deals. You know what I mean?
No, you went
That
quiet there. We lost you all for a second.
brought us the Microsoft. Really? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. But like, for example, maybe it's not even necessary to buy a new studio. You can just make a deal with a third-party studio, just like they made with Asobo to bring the Microsoft Flight Simulator
Yeah.
and bring a fighting game. That would be awesome. Or just
Yeah.
revive a new game. That would be awesome
Yeah.
as well.
Do you know what? I'm
But
surprised they let that studio go that took over Killer Instinct. Do you know the ones that after the game came out, they gave it
yeah,
to a different studio and they did a really good
yeah.
job of bringing new characters and stuff. And then they just let Amazon buy them. I'm like, I don't
that
understand that. They lost a good studio there. I mean, they hadn't
that's
done
the
a
thing.
lot, but they did a good job with Killer Instinct. They could have carried that IP forward because the newer stuff for Killer Instinct was great.
Exactly. Like that was again bring back Killer Instinct. But like that was the old Xbox team. I think they are pretty different right now, and I
Hopefully.
think they are. Let's hope they are pretty aggressive
Oh, yeah.
about buying studios and seeing that okay, we need those guys. These
Yeah.
guys are worth buying. It doesn't matter. Like they just spent $7.5 billion on Bethesda. For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
love of God, so let's see what happens, and one can hope. I just know that more studios are more games, and this is good for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's a couple I would go for. but I think
Mm,
most of them are off the table. So the one I would have said first was the Don't Nod, that make Tell Me Why, and Life is Strange.
okay,
However,
that's
because
worth it, especially because a few spaces said that they wanna invest more into single player story
yeah,
driven games.
and
They are
and
these
they
guys are perfect for it.
yeah, and the sort of episodic content fits really well with Game Pass from a business
Exactly.
perspective and a player perspective.
Well said.
However,
Well said.
Tencent have
Mm.
just bought a minority stake in them, so that's looking unlikely now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gutted. Hopefully, it means get don't stop games coming out. To be fair though, everyone's worried about Tencent, and I know they're sort of buying everyone up. But by the looks of it, and what other developers have said, because I think the developer that of oh, it's that 2D like gothicy looking game where you have to survive in the woods and stuff. I can't remember what it's called. They've just had a minority buyout, or
Oh.
they've been bought by them as well.
Mm,
And they've said they're not changing anything as such at the studio. They're still building it as they build it. So I feel like sometimes with Tencent, the idea for them is they just want all the fingers in all the pies to just make all the money from all of them. Does that make sense?
yeah.
So
Y- yeah. Maybe like
they want their games on
I
every
get it.
platform because they want
Yeah.
all the money. However, I do feel like they'll eventually
Sure.
release a streaming platform, but I feel like it'll be like a China focused one because they're big over there and they'll have all that sort of
Yeah.
sway. And they'll
Yeah.
make all they'll probably make more money than that and have more players on that in China and stuff than Microsoft will
I
ever get on Game Pass, no matter just from
probably.
China because they're desperate for it over there, sort of thing. And it's something that they've got the infrastructure, much better internet than we have over here in England, anyway. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but other
And
than that, yeah, it's
and like
unfortunate.
as we both know, streaming, game streaming is the future. Like, there's no way to deny that. Xbox Game Pass started with this, and soon enough, it's starting with xCloud. This is going to be really huge, and it's kind of obviously that Microsoft is fighting with more with Amazon than is fighting with Nintendo and Sony in that part. But
Yeah,
I do think that soon enough, Sony and Nintendo are going to join up the fight and have a streaming service of their own.
I think Sony will. I don't think Nintendo will. They're always behind. They're always behind. So I just
Depends.
don't see
It
it.
depends. It depends on what, because Nintendo is pretty
Mm.
powerful and they have a lot of successful stuff.
But
So
they
they
put their
may.
stuff in on? They were streaming their games through the Nvidia Shield in Japan or China, weren't they? As well, at one point, you could
Oh
get like
yeah, no,
old
no.
games. So you
But
never
like I
know.
mean,
I feel like
successful in.
Nintendo would link up with and have someone else run it, and they just license their games through it. I don't think it'd be a Nintendo push thing. I mean, they can't even do their online servers now. Their online is laughable.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I
But
mean,
like
Sony
I'm.
are using Azure now, so they're clearly gearing up for a cloud-based software program. So it doesn't matter to me because I'll play it. Then it gives me a reason not to own a console to play them, and Xbox and Microsoft get even more money from Sony for running off their Azure servers. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win for us gamers, especially if you're
For
an
sure.
Xbox gamer. Um, I also, if it was up to me though, and Xbox was to get a new party studio, I'm trying to think. I mean, from the last year, Ubisoft would make them really good. They've pumped out some bangers this last year.
Yeah, yeah. People been
However,
letting a lot
however,
about
they
you.
just make one type of game pretty much, Ubisoft. So after a while,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
now and again they're good, but I don't think I'd like to have them. I'd like them to have them as like a EA Play add-on, but I don't think it'd make a huge difference for me. And to be fair, their games are so big. They what
Oh yeah.
they don't seem like the sort of games Game Pass would an on the go look for.
No, like
I'm,
I
I mean,
think it would work. I think it would work, but like that's the thing. They do pretty much the same stuff, and
yeah,
if there's no and the thing that I don't think is that much beneficial for Game Pass is not because of how big the game is. You can have really huge games within Game Pass. That's awesome. We have Final Fantasy 15, we have Gears of War, we've been having Halo Master Chief Collection that don't stop growing. Is always receiving support, as well as Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. That's awesome. But the thing is, I think the problem would be because there's not that much variety in their games. Like they are really the kind of studio that makes a successful thing, and when they see that it works, they are going to stick with it until the end of the world, until it
Hopefully.
changes. And that's it. We saw that with Assassin's Creed. I think we are seeing that I think kind of seeing that we Ghost Recon,
Yeah.
but still is working sweet. Still, they are trying something new, but not that new. But still, it's awesome that they are trying something different with Immortals Phoenix Rising. I fucking hate that name,
Yeah,
but
it's such a
still,
terrible name.
but like it's a curious. If Microsoft decides to buy Ubisoft, is going to be an interesting acquisition, a good one
Yeah.
nonetheless.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, it would be good. I just, from my
not
perspective, I,
that huge, not that huge. I would say. I
yeah,
think
like that's what I
huge
mean.
in terms of
If it was up
benefits.
to me, Sega would be the one I would want, and that's just because I grew up on Mega
Nostalgia,
Drive. I love the
nostalgia for
IPs,
sure.
but
Man,
I don't think
if
Sega has any brand. It's not big anymore. I mean, name a
no,
good
no, but
Sega game recent. I mean, if Microsoft were to
Yakuza.
use, yeah, but if Microsoft were to use their IPs of Sega, then it's going to be an amazing purchase if they went in all the back catalogue and
Oh yeah,
really. But Microsoft can't do that with its own back catalogue at the moment.
yeah, yeah. We think that actually, and once I thought that Microsoft wasn't able to buy Bethesda, and then it happened with a fucking tweet
Yeah,
in the middle of. Right. But
I,
still,
I don't
it
think they're
would.
ever going to get Sega. I think it'll be more of a partnership. But I would love to see some of the classic Sega stuff come to
Yeah,
Xbox
for sure.
and Game Pass, even if it's not on Game Pass, and they just start re-releasing all like Dreamcast games and Saturn games and Mega Drive games. I would rebuy them because they're awesome.
Just, just don't bring Sonic Boom. Let that die, okay?
Hey,
Leave
hey,
it to
I
die.
love the Sonic Boom TV show. It's so funny.
No, no, not the TV show. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
the
the
game is
game.
terrible. Yes.
Like, forget about that. Let's go to other stuff, okay?
And one other thing,
Hmm.
this could mean nothing, but people have been brandishing it about on Twitter, so I think I'll mention it. Playtonic, they know that made ukulele and the really good sequel, which isn't even
Oh
the same
yeah,
type of game, announced
yeah,
that they're
but
going
still,
through a
but still.
rebranding.
Mm,
So that obviously set.
okay,
Now I don't know
that
why you would
that
announce it
interesting.
if they were going to be bought out. They would announce that before being rebranded. But I don't know why they're rebranding. But honestly, they make good banjo-esque, and actually, the second game was it played a lot like the old Donkey Kong Country games. It was a really
Yeah,
solid
but
platformer.
here's the
Um,
thing. Here's the thing. Ukulele was kind of meh. I would say it's not that much of a big thing, and it's not trash. But it's not a game that I would play and say, "Oh, that's truly the team behind the old Banjo Kazooie games like that made this." No, that it seems that I do have a lot of criticism within ukulele, but I'm glad they tried to do something.
oh,
But now with the se-
the first one.
but with the sequel, that was a different thing. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Not gonna
exactly.
lie.
I mean, I liked Ukulele One. I mean, the graphics were great.
No,
I liked the
I do
characters,
as
but
well.
it wasn't perfect. And I feel like that could have been because it was kickstarted and they had to meet they had to get it on everything that agreed. And when you go on Kickstarter, you keep adding tiers on to get more money, and then it
Oh
backfires
yeah,
a lot of the time. So I
but
feel like
mhm.
um, I would be happy if they announced that they were doing like Xbox games or even they're doing Banjo Kazooie. I know they
Oh
probably
yeah,
don't want to,
bring the bear
but
and bird back.
if they were, I would be very happy with that. And do you know what I mean? I mean they're not bad. They've shown that with the second game that they're capable. I mean for a first game for a small company. I mean I know there was big talent behind it, but still, from a for a first game for a new studio, Ukulele One
Yeah,
is
it's
good.
too,
It's
it's
just
so.
not perfect.
Yeah,
But
that's the thing. I'm not necessarily saying that it has to be perfect, but ukulele, the first one, it has some really basic problems that you wouldn't expect that from a team like the one that
yeah,
composed
true.
play those guys. Playtonic Games has huge talent. These are the guys that they say they claim that they are and I do believe in them that they are responsible for the golden age of rare
Yeah,
within the Nintendo 64. And like Banjo Kazooie, the original one, is perfect. It's simply perfect. There's nothing that I can say that is going to criticize it. This is one of the top 5 games of my life, I gotta tell you. And here's the thing, to see a studio that worked on Banjo Kazooie to make ukulele, and ukulele have some really annoying basic bugs that they should by this time already know how to fix it, especially because in Banjo Kazooie there was none of that. That's kind of disappointing, and that's why I kind of criticized ukulele for it. But the sequel, it's amazing. So
yeah. And they took Jontron out of the first game, which made me sad.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I understand
in a way,
why, but it's still. I think he'd have been good in it. So I'm still disappointed about
yeah, for sure,
that.
for sure, for sure.
um,
And
but
talking about disappointments, but
yeah,
go on, I'll talk about that later.
yeah, no, no. So, like I say, well, then, like I say, before we get on to the sort of big final discussion we're going to have in this podcast, um, yeah, like I say, my pick would be I just would love to see more Sega IPs, especially with how the 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 original Xbox had so many on. Like, let's bring them back. Why did Shenmue 3? Admittedly, it was terrible, but why did that go to PlayStation and not come to
Yeah,
Xbox? There's something wrong there. Uh,
yeah.
and maybe Capcom. I just buy Dead Rising because I love Dead Rising. I need more Dead Rising in my
Oh
life.
yeah, that would be huge. That would be huge. That would be
So,
huge. And
before we jump onto that last bit of news, there has just been like recently on Twitter, like, in the last sort of like hour, they've leaked supposedly the cover arts for the MLB The Show 21. Now that's been a PS exclusive since it started, and it's coming out to Xbox this year by the looks. I mean, we knew that in the new licensing agreement it did say they were bringing it out to different machines, but it was expected it wasn't going to be this year; it was going to be next year. But by the looks of these uh, leaked cases, which do look pretty official, I got to admit, um,
okay.
it's coming to Xbox this year. I mean, I'm not bothered about baseball in the slightest, uh,
Oh yeah.
but it's funny to see an Xbox game with a big PlayStation Studios logo, and I mean, it's a big fat one slapped on the front cover, like Sony are like, we've got to tell them it's ours.
Yeah,
So,
but it's just like Minecraft Dungeons on
oh yeah,
PlayStation.
exactly.
It has the Xbox Game Studio logo.
Oh yeah, exactly. But it's just funny because obviously this is the first time it's ever come to anything other than PlayStation ever.
Oh
Like
yeah,
like Sony have
yeah,
a studio that only makes this game. They're literally their job is to
yeah,
make
yeah.
baseball games. But I'm sure people will play it. It's probably really good for certain sports fans. I mean,
No,
Americans
i-
more than
it's variety.
English.
It's variety.
Yeah, it's
That's
nice
that's
to see it
great.
come. This is how all games should be. They should be on everything. That would be the ideal
Exactly.
world. But hey, obviously that's not how everyone thinks. But yeah, that's
One
just a
to
little
hope.
bit of news that's popped up on my feed while we've been doing this podcast since we started, basically.
Awesome. So pretty much now our next topic here, and actually the last one that we are going to discuss about here during these episodes is some bad news. I'm so sorry for all the Bleeding Edge fans. I am one of you, but we lost our game because here's what the fuck's going on with Bleeding Edge. Ninja Fury, as you've been know, if you like Bleeding Edge, if you play it, if you enjoy it, you probably noticed probably noticed that. That's great. That there hasn't been a huge number of players as well, and there hasn't been any news with the game during the last year, the whole last year actually. But and here's the thing. Here's what happened. Ninja Fury just announced like what 2 days ago,
Yeah, they
I think.
announced on January 28th. I've got it in front of me. Do you want me to read it out?
Oh, I can read it.
Yeah.
No worries. They said this quotes. With the studio now focusing on our new projects, Senua Saga, Project Mara, and the Insights projects, we have decided that there will be no further content updates for Bleeding Edge. The game is still playable on Xbox and PC. Thank you to the fans and keep teaming up in causing chaos. So here's the thing. They should have done this a long time ago. I'm not saying because the game is bad. Be in mind of that. I love Bleeding Edge. Everything is solid. Everything is solid about that game, but the content is fucked up. That was the only thing I can complain about that game. Everything else, I loved it. It's
Yeah.
really solid, really fun. But the
Bearing in mind,
content,
the last update of actual content came out on July 30th, 2020. So that's three quarters
that's
of a
why.
year ago. And that was literally one
That's
new
why.
fighter and a map.
No, no, we got as well map mods
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
character rework and
but
new
like
skins,
new things though, like actual
new
new
modes.
things.
Exactly,
It was a one character, Azrael, and the map facility 665. There was obviously like emotes and stuff as well added, but like major content, like new things that you would rush back for. I mean, skins are nice, but the skins in Bleeding Edge I think are the lacking because they're just literally color palette swaps, a lot of them for the
it
majority.
depends. There are some expensive skins that change the character really well,
Yeah, but I
but
mean, there's
most,
not compared like for the quantity. There's not a lot. Um,
yeah, yeah,
but
that's a fact. That's a
and
fact.
then they've not said anything after that. They literally kept posting up
That's fucked
crap
up.
for the whole year, and then at Christmas they had the thing to post up that blooming Christmas one. Happy Christmas, everyone, with a Christmas character on, like the I can't remember the
Exactly,
name of the old lady one in a
maybe.
yeah, in a Christmas costume, and they didn't even release it.
Exactly. And here's the thing. That's so fucked up. Ninja Fury, and there's no way we are not disappointed by that. We do
No,
love Xbox, prefer Xbox, but we have to criticize where it has to be criticized. They fucked up because the game had a lot of potential because of how solid it was. It was made by a really small team, and it was in development way before Microsoft buy Ninja Fury, but it was it was being shown on that the game was being developed with passion. It was being made by a team with passion about what they were doing. Ninja Fury is all about that. But for you to release a game in this state, the state it was without that much content, and with Microsoft having remembering the experience that they had with Crackdown 3's multiplayer with only two modes and how criticized it was for it,
it was just tacked
that's
on, wasn't it?
fucked up. That's fucked up. Like, guys, really, that you just decided to repeat the same fucking thing with only two modes and no ranking system to
Yeah,
release a game that is not gonna attract that much people? If you wanna make a only multiplayer game, there's no way it's going to live up to expectations if it only has two modes and if it doesn't have that much content.
yeah.
That's the
They could have done seasons. They could like Rare.
exact
As much as I
do
don't really care for the seasons, they've done a good job of showing how you can make a live game work. And like I say, I mean, if you're watching the stream now, I've put our gameplay up from last night or the night before on Bleeding Edge up just to show you. I mean, it's such a fun game, but there's just so little content. And I mean, we played for an hour and a bit, and in between matches, you struggle to get a game every now and again, don't you? And So,
Yeah,
I mean, I was
we have.
reading online the other day. I think Steam had 2 players active at one point. Two. It's not even enough for a lobby.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
they need to make bots. Make us happy.
yeah,
Give us bots so we can keep playing even
that
when the
that's a,
servers are dead.
so for those who don't know, Why Noise 2 that is made out that was developed by Milestone Studios. That is a pretty small studio that nobody knows about it. They made a game that has bots on it. You can play it solo. You are going to face bots.
Yeah,
Why the fuck a Microsoft studio isn't able to do that? At least,
yeah.
at fucking least to do that.
And with that
And
game, when it had bots, if someone a real player wanted to join in, it would swap them out for them as well as soon as possible. So yeah, I'm disappointed. I mean, I don't play Bleeding Edge as much as you. I've just started getting into it, and I think we talked about it on the last podcast and recommended it. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
apologise
probably.
that we wasted your time, but literally the way they've come out and just said that's it, it's going to kill it off even more unless people keep playing. Now,
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. First of all, you just started to play Bleeding Edge, and I know it's been growing some love for it. You've
oh
been
yeah,
growing
I
some
really
love.
like it.
It's fucking awesome. And for those who enjoy Bleeding Edge, add me on Xbox. Let's make some matches. Let's bring it back. Not for the developers. I, I'm not saying for us to make Ninja Fury decide to bring back the updates. I'm saying this for the people who wants to complete the achievements and to keep having fun with it. That's my objective, and that's why I'll still keep supporting this game. I'll always try to play some matches. If I'm not able to, okay, I'll try it next day. And that's what I think you guys should be doing as well. Oh, for sure, I'm not demanding that you do that. Do what you like, for sure. But I think it's a game that is worth keep playing it. That's the thing. And
Yeah, it's
it's
good.
really,
It's a good sort
it's
of like
really sad.
10-15 minute games, isn't it, as well?
For
So
sure, for sure, for sure. And it's really sad how Ninja Fury treated the game. Like they are passionate. Each update made the game become better. That's a fact. There's no way someone could deny that. But still, for after 2 updates, they decide to leave it silent. A fucking limbo of nothingness. And
it,
then when they come back, they decide to say that they are not going to work on it. That's fucked up. Like, okay, like they are working on 3 projects at the same time: Senua Saga, Project Mara, and the Insight project. But this game needed some more love, you know. This is a game that needed more love. That's the thing. It could have been huge, and like let's at least hope that Microsoft is not going to decide to shut down the service. Let's just hope that, because man, that's really sad. That's really, because if you are going to make a new multiplayer game, what's the point of it if you are only going to keep giving big support only to Ford, Forza, no, Halo and Gears of War's multiplayer? What about the other games? That's fucked up, and that's why I'm disappointed with it.
yeah, it's gone. The problem is they went for that Overwatch crowd, and unfortunately, the Overwatch crowd play Overwatch, and it's gone the same way as Battleborn. That's getting shut down in a month or two's time.
Let's
Gigantic,
hope,
that's
let's
getting
hope
shut
Bleeding
down.
Edge don't follow it. Let's hope Bleeding Edge doesn't don't follow it, because man, let's like if Crackdown 3's servers are still up, why would they decide to shut
No, I
down
don't think they'll
Bleeding?
shut the server down because then that's one game that they can't say is on Game Pass. Now, if they just leave
Yeah,
this on and it just trundles along, and as long as someone plays it, it's sat there on Game Pass, and that's the whole
yeah,
point. They keep telling us that games that go on Game Pass aren't going to go away if they're Xbox games. So if they take this one away, then they're basically telling us a load of shit. So I think it'll stay. It'll just be like in a sort of like comatose sort of state, basically.
yeah, yeah. But still, guys, that's really fucked up. That's really sad. really disappointed on you guys from Ninja Theory as well. Shame on you, Microsoft, for that. There's
Yeah,
no
it's a
way.
shame because like Ninja Theory make good games. I mean, this is a good
It's
game. It's not perfect, but it's good.
sure, sure.
The Hellblade's
Not even,
good.
not even Hellblade is perfect.
No, and I mean the stuff they're pumping out. The other two games look amazing, like Project Mara and Senua's Saga. I mean,
Yeah,
The Insight Project. I don't think it's a game. I think it's some sort of like research
it's a
project
program.
about gaming and something. I can't. I'm not 100% sure, but it's not a game. It's a. It must be for something, but it's not
I
a.
think for what I know, it's something about mental health care thing,
Yeah, something like that to do with
stuff like
gaming and
that.
mental health. But yeah, it's so disappointing, especially because they've been so literally ignoring people all this time.
Exactly,
Um,
exactly,
yeah, it's disappointing. Like if you have already started playing it, jump back in and get as many games as you can because, like I said, the achievements as well that you just get them for playing. Like I say, I mean,
exactly. It's
it's
really
not it's
simple.
yeah, it's like finish 10 games, win 5 games or something, get so much damage, get so much health, capture so many
Yeah,
points, and you can get them. I mean, I haven't got all the achievements. I've got 2 left, and I'm just working through them. So that I only need about 10 matches more, and I'll probably have all of them. But and even if you haven't, and you're into achievements, and you want a game that is actually fun and isn't stressed, like it doesn't take too much sort of mind power, and you just want to play but also get achievements, I definitely recommend it because, like I say, just from playing, you'll eventually rack all 1000G up
exactly, exactly,
as long as
exactly.
people are playing it.
Let's go. Let's go. People are going to be playing it because I would hate to see it happens like fall down like the wrecking zone did,
Yeah,
like totally empty. At least let's hope we've been we've been able after even after this news that Ninja Fury just gave us, we've been able to get some matches. Sure, it's been taking quite a while. Not like oh my god, 20 minutes. It's been like
it's about
2 minutes. 2
2 to 5 minutes, hasn't it? Sometimes
yeah, 2.5 minutes at most that we were able,
we've had
but
to
we
refresh a few times because I think sometimes it has issues connecting when you're in a group, but it's nothing major. So
oh yeah, yeah. So you still can get some matches, and let's hope that people will continue to do it. So I would hate to see people just to give up just because it's not gonna have any more new updates. If it's a game worth playing, it's keep playing. It's like it's a multiplayer game. The possibilities are kind of immense of how the games are going to work. There's no way for you to predict uh a real person's mind, so you can counter their movements. Some matches are going to be awesome, you're going to do really well. Some other matches you're going to do horribly. That's natural.
yeah,
So and
if you're
that's
watching the
what
video on this stream, we had a night of
both
just terror. We got
both of them.
absolutely wrecked in every match. Yet the night
Exactly.
before, not the night before, the stream before, we were
Oh yeah,
absolutely we won 600 to 20 on one game. We were absolutely destroying them. It just depends on your team as well. But if you want to see the difference between a good game and a bad game, like I say, check out our YouTube channel and Twitch because both of them, like 3 really good games in a row and then 3 really bad games in a row, are literally sat there. So
exactly, exactly. So again, if you really enjoy Bleeding Edge and you are hearing these episodes, add me on Xbox and please let's have some matches left. Let's have some fun.
yeah, so I think that's gonna wrap up this episode. Now, apologies, it's ended on a downer. Next week we'll try and find something more positive to talk about at the end.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure. But still, it was important. It is important for us to talk about it, even though it's a downer. Like that's the reality. We are just talking about what happened.
yeah, you need to call people out for the shit practices, and this is a shit practice. I mean,
Exactly.
they haven't even
Exactly.
tried to keep this game going. They gave us like 2 updates, content updates, and then nothing. They could have tried like a thing where it was like like a season pass or something where you unlock skins for playing or anything. They've just gone radio silent. Similar thing to like Realm Royale, which had battle passes, and then it's just
Yeah,
stopped. And now that game's dead because they're not supporting it. Now I understand it if it didn't work out money wise, but this is Microsoft. They could easily have put a couple of people on to at least just update it for a few more, like to do a couple of skins every couple of months. It's not like we're asking for a lot.
yeah, yeah. And you probably that was going to be possible, even though the team behind Bleeding Edge was really small, but still they had the resources.
Yeah,
So there's not necessarily excuse for them to, okay, you know what, let's keep silence all the time and that's it. And if you are going to shut down a game, not necessarily shut down the next updates, and the game is this and this is going to be it and bye bye, but the servers are still going to be up. Okay, nice, but tell us this way before it. They took too long time to inform us about this, and
yeah.
that's the
Now
problem
it's too
because
late. If they'd have said this sooner, maybe things could be
exactly,
different. But hey,
they
it
were
is
giving
what it is.
exactly. So are we going to wrap it up? I
Yeah,
think it's
I think we've had about an hour and a half, so I think that's another decent length. Where
sure.
can they find you then?
So guys, again, you can find me on Xbox. My profile is Bofan Lizard 8 with two F's, the B with a big B and a big L, and the way. And you can find me on Twitter. It's
F.
it,
It's
F.
Fabio, but without the A.
Exactly, it's Fabio Amorim 97 without the A.
Yeah, and you can see his gamer tag at the moment on the video if you're watching, so you can see it.
Oh,
He's playing in there. Um, you can find me on Twitter under Z23Ash, so that's Z23 Ash, and my gamer tag is Ima space Ghostbuster, but the O is a zero. And like I say, if you like this episode, please subscribe to all our channels and stuff for updates. Like I say, we post stuff daily. We're on Twitter. I nearly said that wrong there. We're on Twitter, which is at party_XBL. We're on
exactly.
Twitch, which is XBL Party Podcast. We're on Spotify and Anchor and everything. Just search XBL Party Podcast and we'll show up there. And I have got a personal YouTube channel where I'm updating currently all of the content from Twitch and the streams and the
As
the
well as
podcasts.
the as well
Uh,
as the video reviews from the review codes that he received. He's
Yeah,
going
so
to.
I do get review codes for things now and again, and I'm doing video gameplay of them reviews, and I also do written reviews, which eventually will get put onto sort of our own XBL Party Podcast sort of page, but that's something in the future. But yeah, if you search for I'm a Ghostbuster Gaming on YouTube, you can find all that there. And starting next week, I'm going to set up a whole section just for the Party Podcast stuff, so it'll all link
all
together
the
basically.
all the links will be below at the
Yes.
description. I think,
Yeah. I mean, I
right?
don't on Twitch you can find all the links already. On YouTube, they're all linked up. I will put some stuff on like Twitter and everything to link everything up as well, and I'll see if I can put some sort of links in the description on the podcast channels. I'm just not 100% sure what it allows us to show, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's
So
it. Hopefully, we'll see you again
that's it.
soon. Um,
Always remember to give us your feedback. That's really important.
yeah,
Thank you very
exactly.
much,
If
guys.
you want us to talk about anything, just let us know. But until then,
Send us a DM.
yeah,
Till then,
keep gaming, play games, enjoy games, and play Xbox. And we'll see you next time.
all the time. See you next time, guys. Thanks very much.
Bye bye.